is not just me, it's a team. But the team is made by humans and persons, and we change every day.
Well, we're here to talk about constant creative change. And I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to ask to kick things off. I mean, how long has Hey been running? Is it 18 years?
18 this year, yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations, first of all,
Thank you.
for such a successful business after such a long time is amazing. Overall, how has the business changed in that time?
I think I think it changed a lot. Yeah, because I changed, you know. I think I was 27 when I founded Hey, and I was very young, and I work in other studios, but of course I didn't have the experience of running business. So that's the reason why from it's not the same person, Vero, like from 18 years ago than now. And yes, it changed in different ways. It's not just in a graphic way that we try to explore new ways, like improve um, style or investigate other ways, but also in a way of how I how I am with my people, with my team, how I treat clients, management. So it changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. In terms of then, like before we delve into the creative side, as a business, like how would you say that it's changed over that time in terms of how you run it and your team and what you offer?
I think I think the beginning I was focused on design because I'm a designer. I studied graphic design and I didn't have the skills to lead a team. I try because I want it because when you want something so much, so you make it happen. But at the end, it was working because at the end we wanted so much to create. But at the end, it's not just me; it's a team. It's a small team, but the team is made by humans and persons, and we change every day. So I think adapt this team to offer the best of individual and also as a team is what changed from these years. And I think I needed to learn how to make my team shine. So that's the things I try to learn from people, professionals.
Yes, and how did you go about learning? Because there's no book that tells you
No,
just how to run an amazing. I wish there was.
I think the first learning is like to get mistake. I mean errors, fall, error, fair, and this is the biggest learning from my side. And after so many years of making mistakes, I decide I need help. I need someone to help me because I don't know how. It was a limit. And I wanted to be happy, like running my business, my team. I wanted everybody to be happy. I know it is a lot. It's idyllic sometimes. So the first thing I did is contact a coaching person, Melissa. She's my coach. So I started like in an individual, just me. And then after some years, uh, I was like I was formed, I had the knowledge, and I think at the end I was confident by myself to be like a better leader. And then I decided, okay, now I can do the same to my team. So I started to do like group coach, exercise, workshops, a lot of things based with Melissa. And now is like more focused on me, but more like sometimes like focus on specific problems that I have.
I love to hear of leaders investing in teams, but also in yourself as well. I think that can often be missed when you're so busy running a business that you don't
Yeah.
and looking after other people as well, to your point about your team, that you forget to invest in yourself.
Yes, I think therapy is the first thing you need to waste money. When I Sometimes people said, okay, I want to invest some money. I don't know in which program or whatever. And I said, therapy. Invest your money in therapy.
That's smart. That's smart. And so Hey is obviously an extension of yourself to some extent because you started it yourself and you're obviously still hands-on with the design process. How have changes in your life impacted changing the business?
In my life.
Yeah, have you had
Mm.
any personal moments where you've had to then change Hey as a result?
Um, yes, I think because creatives, we are like very connected with our personal life and all the time. It's not like separate walls. I tried, but it's very like mixed all the time. So yes, I think the first years was I was working at my home, so it was like super difficult to separate. And then through the years, I decide like to be more focused on separate things all the time and make understand that to my team and also to my clients. I think it's important to put limits. And also because I became mother when I was 30. And that's I think it's a moment that you decide things like, okay, I need to organize my time better and everything. So I think that was a moment important in my life. And it was and helped me because I couldn't stay longer at work, so I needed to solve everything during my working hours. So help me to be more productive and optimize my time. And maybe when I got separated, it was another. Always personal time affects you. Always
Yeah, yeah.
your personal life affects you. Always, everybody, not just leaders. Everybody, and I think a separation is a trauma. So affects me a lot at work and I wanted to be at work, and I was depressed, and and I couldn't like take days off, and it was very hard moments for me,
Hmm.
and I try like to resist, and that time made me more strong because I needed to survive, and that period. This is the period I asked for help and I went to therapy, and that helped me a lot to organize my life better. And if your personal life is better, your work is better, is healthy.
Yeah, that's very admirable. And to imagine how that would impact your attitude to work, it's hard to comprehend, especially when you have that team and you have those clients
Yeah,
relying on you. Do you have any learning or advice to share with people that are having to balance so much of their personal life and their business life?
I think I always say like empathy is like super important in working environments because the more you know about the people you are working with, you can empathize more. So maybe someone, it's an example, is not super efficient at work one day or one week, and you ask and you say, okay, this person is not good this week. What's happened? So maybe ask this person first, what's happening? Okay, sometimes it could happen, of course. If it's longer, it's a problem, but it's just to understand why and asking questions about why is that, why, um, because I don't know, like mm, saying no is not working, this is not working, this is not working. Okay, but tell me not working and tell me what do you suggest to make it change? Yeah, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I answered the question, but
No, that's great. I think it speaks exactly to an open dialogue that you need with your teams, and every
sure.
issue is a conversation, right? There's not a one solution.
I think you need to force these conversations because there's always something in the air, happening, and you need to force that in the way you want. There are some things that you can follow, but I think if not, you force that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really smart. I mean, we'll come back round to leadership, but I'd love to focus on your creative output. I don't want to like fangirl too hard, but I do have some of your work on my walls at home and I love it. And one day I'll have the glitch rug. when I
Oh,
can afford it.
it's a little bit.
But
Yeah,
if we cast your mind back to 18 years ago when you started Hey,
yeah.
did you have a creative philosophy or any creative rules that you set yourself as a
Mm,
foundation for starting?
I have some ideas. Yeah, at the beginning, of course. And of course, I knew I had a style, a personal style, because I started to notice this at a university. Like, for example, synthesize, like simple graphic design, like symmetry, colors, geometry, all these kind of ingredients. And of course, I couldn't develop that in other studios. So that's the reason I found it Hey. And and yes, I wanted like to design for everybody. Like I know it's very idyllic, but I wanted like democratize design, not just for a specific target or audience. Like okay, design it's is useful for everybody, and it is in our lives every day for all kind of people and ages. So this is my first rule when I started Hey. Yeah, and I try to continue, of course, this.
Yes, I can tell because your work is so vibrant and so joyful. You know, you can really see that as the thread that you've kept. Has it ever been hard to maintain that when you've had different client requests and different people join the team with new styles, I suppose?
Yeah, I think the first years, of course, I did so much work just for survive. So yes, I did many things, and not because of my style, because I needed like the project, the money. But then through the years, I could make some projects more like 100% our style. And that's the reason now we are lucky because the clients contact us because of that. But through the years, it was 50-50. You need to, it's a balance. One client is perfect and maybe two, no. So you need to move between these things, and you need to accept that because it's impossible to have always dream projects. So, but now I think we are very lucky because clients want this kind of style and attitude and these ingredients. Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting topic because some studios pride themselves on not having a house style, but to
Yeah.
hear that you get clients through your vibrancy and the energy that you bring to your projects, have you ever struggled with that tension?
Um, Sometimes when we receive a new business, and I always do a first call with the client, with the project manager, and we show like we tailor a presentation for this person, for this client, with a specific project. And sometimes it's like it's hard, like because maybe the client is super serious and they want something black or like, and I don't have so many projects in that way. So for me, it's difficult to show that. So I try to explain it's coincidence. I can work, of course, if I can design with many, many colors, I can design just with one. It's not complicated for me, but sometimes, yeah, it's like it's too much shouty when the portfolio and the website for some client, but maybe it's not the client for us, you know? It's not idyllic.
Yeah, that makes sense. And thinking about your clients then, and again, this I'm gonna keep taking you back to 18 years ago. Thinking about how you manage clients and how you collaborate with clients, has that changed a lot in that time?
Yes. Yeah. It changed because we improve it. Through the years, I think I learned a lot to deal with clients. And I think the good thing about like having 18 years of experience is that I I can I can feel it at an instant, you know. When I talk with a client, I know what they want at the moment. And that's the experience. I mean, it's not like magical, it's because I'm 45, you know. And I think
Mm.
it's the experience gives me this sense of instinct. And of course that instinct wasn't when I was 27. Yeah.
And is that something that you can teach, or is it just time that gives you that instinct?
It's time. Yeah. And I think if you want to learn, just stay with the people and ask so many questions, because I remember most of the people that work at Hey wasn't like interested in management, for example, or how you treat or processes. Not very interested. And now they have their own business studios, and of course now they are interested.
Yeah.
But I think it's a question of being curious, and I think if you are a person that you are curious, for example, ask so many questions. Ask, okay, I want to see the presentations, I want to add some ideas. So I think it's kind of attitude. Yeah.
I think curiosity is such an incredible trait to have. You know, we
Yeah.
can talk about skills and programs all day long, but if you don't have that, you're not going to go far, I suppose.
Yes.
Are there any other traits that you or behaviors that you look for when growing your team in people that you speak to?
Yeah, in terms of design and creativity, of course, sensibility, of typefaces, of choosing the typefaces, or sensibility in choosing colors. I think I think it's people. My team is that is has this kind of sensibility. Yeah, of and you can see when you see the portfolios, but it's not just what I say before, just design. I mean, you need to be a person that you want and you love to work in a team and share ideas and receive feedbacks, positive, negatives, and not because there's a lot of people that they don't want to work with a team. They are very, very individual. So it's not the place, hey, to be this kind of person.
And thinking about, you mentioned portfolios there and some really essential skills that any designer should have, like typography and color choice and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Has the the quality, I suppose, of those traits in portfolios, has that changed over the last few years? Because we know that fewer people are going into design education. Have you
Hmm.
seen a shift in quality in the last 10 years or so?
Yes, I think graphic design has been is losing. Sorry, and maybe I think it's super important have this knowledge in design, because it's the future. The more knowledge you have, the more guidance you can give, or for example to AI. I mean, if you don't have this knowledge, you are nothing. I mean, if you don't know who designed Helvetica, if you don't know who designed Futura, and when I ask this sometimes to the university, nobody knows that. And this is something I learned in my school, in my uni. It's basic. It's super important, because you need to know the fundament, the pillar, the who created that, our ancestors. It's crucial for create something new, because if you don't know the past, you can't create something new. It's impossible.
I completely agree. I really feel strongly about this, and I do feel like, to be honest, in the UK at least, the quality of design education
Yeah.
is not improving, let's say, right now.
No,
It
I think there is a lot that they did on how to present. I think it's much better, and how you present to a client, how you talk, how you all the program software is perfect. I have no complaints of that, but maybe there is a lack of these pillars, like the fundamental things. It's maybe there is no place in the university.
that's it. I guess if we can boil it down, I mean, I'm really passionate about this, so I know this wasn't on our discussion guide, but I'd love to pick up with you. Um, so if we break it down, we have knowledge base, which you feel is super important, but
Yeah.
it's very easily accessible through AI. And
Yeah.
then we have sort of more personal skills like empathy and presenting and reading the room.
Yeah.
And then we have, the software skills, which you've just said are fine. Everyone can
Yes.
learn a new program. What in early careers to help people with those personal skills? And is the knowledge still going to be needed in the coming years with AI helping us?
Yes, I think personal taste, like the taste is going to be the most important value in our career. Taste and how to guide creative direction, because I mean the future is like super different. It's going to be super different from how we understand design now. So I think, I don't know, this is my personal opinion, but I think design softwares are going to change so much. So maybe it's just a window that you talk. So if you need to talk, what do you say if you don't have background, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm interested to, well, I know you're a sort of an advisor for Canva,
Yeah.
and I saw someone from Canva talk at South by Southwest in London last week,
Yes.
and his talk said that there's going to be 10 times as much content on the internet in only 2 or 3 years. So the amount that people are producing
Wow.
is just yeah, let's
It's a
just
lot.
take a second to take that in. It is just unreal. Do you have an opinion on AI for design right now? Is it something that you're embracing?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we are going to do an event at the showroom
Oh, yes, I
about
saw about that. It
about
sounds so
that.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, we are going to talk about that with two friends that they are super focused on that. I think is for me now is very exciting times. You know, I feel sorry that we are in between the paradise and hell, and now enjoying a lot, because for me, like, wow, I can make things that, because I'm a person like super creative. I have many ideas all the time, but of course I don't have the skills to visualize that in 3D or something that I can share or see. So now I can make it in seconds. For me, it's exciting. It's super nice. And the other day, I tried to build an app, coding app. I tried. Now I contact my developer and I said, okay, I try, but I don't know how to continue. Please help. But of course, in maybe 1 year or two, it will be easier. But I think now I feel like, wow, it's a paradise for me. But I know that in 5 years or less, it's going to be super difficult. So I think if you want to work on that, if your interest is being a designer, now is the time to spend time in know this background, in know these backgrounds and history, because you need to know what we did or people did in the past to create something new that even nobody make it now. So I think maybe the seniors ones are going to the ones that are going to have work in the future, because they have this experience, the background, the knowledge. I'm very worried about young people, young generations. I'm super worried about that. So I think that's the reason students now need to focus on ask, okay, a professor, okay, I want to learn more. This curiosity is going to be like the superpower tool.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. It is concerning how people are learning at the moment because not many people have been hiring junior talent
Yes,
very recently.
I know. Yeah.
And so they haven't had the opportunity to learn, nor at university do you get that one-to-one experience where you can learn things like empathy and get that experience to hone your instinct and all those really valuable things. And we can't talk about early careers without mentioning the kind of disparity between women in the design industry. And I know you have your Women at Work podcast, which is
Yes.
amazing. Have you
Thank you.
seen a big shift of female talent being presented in design for hopefully in a positive sense?
Yes, I think it changed a lot. Also, I compare it with my experience, of course, but also with we interviewed so many people, women from older than me, and of course they had another another world. But I think, of course, comparing with the other generations, is changing, is improving. And I think there is an energy that I didn't have before. And I think young generations, they don't feel they are different. This is equal. We are the same. We deserve the same. So that's the attitude. And I think there's so much women in design scene. And I think, but there is a moment, it's crucial, when you need to run your studio, your business, or like more like important roles or positions, like more leadership, directors. And this is something that we need to put more effort at. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are
Sorry.
there any ways in which you support people's development in your team then in terms of getting people to leadership roles? Do you have a particular philosophy on how you do that?
The thing is that the studio is a very small studio. It's six. We are six, so we don't have like um I don't know how to say it in English in English, like different, like it's
Like
different levels,
levels? Yeah.
I mean, it's me, and then a project manager, two designers, one motion designer, and a Hey shop manager. So there are no like high level positions because there is no space to that, you know. So, but I think what I try to do, that is my tool at the studio, is like to give voice to them. I think freedom is 100%. I give so much freedom, and of course I guide my team as a creative director. But I think I design so much in my life, and I can design so fast, but I don't. I mean, my team is super good and talented, so they can make very good designers. I'm not necessary to design. But yes, I think just staying at Hey and watching how we do things from, I don't know, from a presentation, from a quotation, a budget. So how we defend our ideas. This is the kind of knowledge I can teach.
In terms of your role then, leading the studio, leading, by the sounds of the creative, how do you instill that bravery and confidence in people? They'll obviously see that in you and learn from that, but are there any other ways in particular that you teach that?
Mm, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's difficult to express in words because it's more abstract. There is no like method, of course, it's not mathematic, but I think trying to create a healthy environment is crucial. So if you create a healthy environment that you can share your things, your ideas with respect always, and this is the way. Um, if you feel safe, you can express if in a more free way. But I don't know, each studio is different, and because Hey is super small, and I can manage that, and also with some help as Melissa, my coach. But if you are a big studio, I think there is much bigger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
more lot more to
I know.
navigate.
I mean, I know my size. I don't know. I don't want to imagine like 30 people.
No, that's fair. So what does the future look like for Hey then? If not 30 people, can you imagine where you might be or in 5 or 10 years?
I think I always answer the same. I like continue working. For me, just is a lot, you know? So I love creating new ideas, and ideas that maybe is not just graphic design. When we created the podcast, sorry, it was 5 years ago. Now maybe the podcast can be another thing, not just a podcast, no? So imagine these ideas is what makes me feel exciting about my work, or creating new products, or I don't know. I mean, I'm super creative, and I think there is a space for making ideas from zero, and I'm happy. And I know it's not the best um, time because there is a big crisis, and maybe there is not as much commissions, and budgets are low, and I know it's difficult.
Well, it's true, but you've obviously diversified your own offer through
Mm.
the beautiful prints and your store and your homewares and then the podcast and events like the one you've got tomorrow. Is there anything else on the horizon that you've or any other big ideas that you're reaching for?
No, no, I don't have. I have one small idea that is create our own foundry.
Ooh.
Because we in the last year we did two phones, and it's not super creative because all the studios make this happen, and this is something we want to do this year. Yeah, and also create like more events now that we have the showroom in the studio, and create new products that it takes a lot of time. It's not just design. Graphic design is super fast. 3 months you have an identity, but a product it takes longer. So I think invest time in creating new products. It's something that we are working now in the studio.
Oh, that's really exciting. I was on looking on your store only a couple of hours ago, and I really want that silk scarf. It's stunning, and I know
Super
that you
nice.
yeah, it's so nice. I know that you obviously try and source things and create things sustainably as well, so I imagine that takes even longer.
Yes, it could take maybe a year or more. So yeah, because graphic designers were anxious. We want now and
Yeah,
fast. Yes.
that's a good trait though. That's a good
Yeah.
thing. So zooming out and looking at the whole design industry, because I know you do a lot of speaking opportunities and that sort of thing. You know the industry very well as your own studio. What shifts can you see? AI, obviously, but is there
Mm.
anything else that will have an impact on or that you sort of see on the horizon?
Things have changed. I mean, from the last years, it's not necessary to be a big agency to do big clients. Okay, to have big clients, and maybe in Spain it's not as easy as other countries because it's more conservative. But I think in other countries, clients want talent, and talent it's not about the size of the company. And I think it's going like much this direction. And also, I think for example, strategy design, or there is so many things that it's not necessary to hire a big company. I mean, designers as creative, we can make this part or maybe collaborate with other people. I think it's not this mentality of being big as having the muscle to make all things, and like to be like completely um I don't know how to say it in my English. To be okay, like clients think that if you are with a big agency,
Yeah.
you're safe. I think this is not true. No, no,
Yeah.
no. This
Yeah,
is not true.
I
I mean,
absolutely
I
see that.
respect big agencies, and for sure there are some that they do a lot of good work. But I think small ones like Hey or others, we can do the same kind of work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That speaks exactly to the other rumblings that I'm hearing, I suppose, industry-wide in that, a good idea can come from one brain or 200. There's different processes and different scales, but especially with this move towards more tech in design,
Hmm.
it's the strategic and highly creative and people with good instinct and taste that are going to really cut
Yeah.
through, and that can be a team of 1 or a team of 10. It doesn't need to
Yeah.
be a team of 200.
Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah. It's how you create your team. I think that's the key, no? And each client is different, so I prefer like to be small and grow when it's necessary, and also create like the perfect team for that client.
Yeah, yeah, that's smart.
Mm.
And so if we think about, stay zoomed out and think about the future of the creative landscape, what change do you want to see?
Hmm. Um, I think I would love to see like more graphic designers in all kind of business. Graphic designers, I mean creatives in many kind of discipline. And I think creativity must be in all kind of business nowadays, because it's not just creating a logotype, it's our design thinking that change ways of work, change ideas, improve methods, and create new projects. So I think, like, for example, many years ago, I hired a motion designer in house, and it was an effort for me because I didn't have job for that. But I think companies need to invest on positions that maybe they don't see now, like the efficiency for that. But I think in the next couple of years is going to be essential, and I would love to see that. And yeah, we are more like than just graphic designers.
And perhaps to finish, we thinking about the future and the type of skills that we're going to need. Do you feel that being adaptable to change is going to be the most important skill for people to have as a
Yeah,
creative?
flexible. Yeah, yeah. I think at the studio we do 360 degrees projects. So yes, everybody needs to know everything, no? But I think it's important, like, to focus in maybe something that you are very good on that. It's good, but flexibility is the key. Yeah, flexibility, empathy, curiosity, a lot of things.
Longer
Yeah.
list. Well, it's wonderful to hear that you offer the freedom in your studio to enable those wonderful traits to shine in the people that you employ. So incredible. I mean, thank you so much for this conversation. I've really enjoyed it. And um, thank you for all of the joy you've brought to us through your incredible design over the last 20 years. Honestly, again, I'm not trying to fangirl, but when I walk into the kitchen and I see the hay on the wall, it just brings a smile to my face every day. So, yeah, thank you for that while I've got you.
Oh, thank you, Lacey. You made my day now with
Oh,
this
bless
comment.
you.